Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the IkesTechTalk weekly live stream. Y'all know how it goes down on a Thursday night with your boy Ike. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is good to go out there. Looking at the preview here, making sure audio and everything is on point. All right, we good, we good. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and cop the subscription for StreamYard. Everything seems to be in line, so finally got OBS pushing through it, so I can change between all my different scenes, the top downs, and all of that stuff, my screen sharings and all of that. So I think we're gonna go ahead and make the plunge. I think it's what been 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row for StreamYard, so we might go ahead and take care of that, but let's go ahead and get into it, get into the roll call. Got 3 articles, so a little bit lighter of a week. Not in terms of news, but just kind of in terms of things that are going on that I'm personally kind of interested in. So 3 things. I did kind of preface in my tweet, we might drop a couple of choice words tonight. Do kind of have a rant kind of incoming, man. Just some things that I got to get off my chest. So we definitely gonna, like I said, get into it, man. So I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If y'all ain't trying to hear that, I'll give y'all kind of like the little spoiler warning, and y'all can kind of exit the stream because I kind of got to rant a little bit. I kind of got to rant just a little bit, man. But give me 1 second, y'all. Just want to drop this AC. Do it right here from the PC. All right, bet. Getting a little toasty in this piece, But let's go ahead and get in the roll call, man. We got the homie Bradley in the building. What up? What up? What's good? What's good? Top flight security of the world is in the building. What's up, Barry? Hope everything is good with you, my homie. Hey, my Pixel Fold sister from another mister. Got it. JoJo's in the building. What's up, JoJo? Hope everything is good with you on that end. Umar, what's up, man? What's up? Hope everything is good with you there. I see we got Johan in the busy. What up, Johan? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope everything is good with you, man. Shay, Queen of Steeler Nation, Kennedy in the building. What's up? What's up? Hope everything is good with you too. Hey, Sean, what's up, man? Hope everything's good with you as well, man. Let's see. Let's see. Bradley said, "Rant away." I definitely appreciate the permission, y'all, because I gotta get it off. I gotta get it off my chest a little bit, man. People killing me with this Pixel Fold talk, man. Sir, now we didn't talk about this. We already talked about this. Aunt Hazel is not the best color. It's all about that Snow White, sir. It's all about that Snow White, that powdered donut, that baking soda. Hold on, what else is white? That paper plate, that glass of milk, snowstorm. I don't know if anybody will get that reference, but yeah, man. Funny old school video there, man. But what's going on, Delvon? Hope everything is good with you, man. Dang, these lights killing my eyes. Woo, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man. So we're gonna go ahead and drop the first article, man. Gonna kind of pivot a bit and just talk a little bit about Apple because y'all know I do still rock with Apple somewhat, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let me add, it'll be this one here. So we got the latest iPhone 15 Pro CADs revealed, the action button and the camera changes. Now we did get some, hey, Mike from Best Buy, what up, what up? I do remember you. How could I forget, dude? We had a dope combo, man. What's up, man? Hope everything is good with you. Just saw you pop in and threw me off. What's up? What's up, man? Hope everything's good with you again, dog. But yeah, so like I said, did want to kind of get into this because these are updated CAD renderings from what we had originally. So not going to spend definitely a ton of time on it. I don't think it warrants that, but just wanted to call out the action button and then the cameras as well. The action button and the cameras as well. So earlier this month, 9 to 5 Mac bought you exclusive renderings. Those were the original ones of the iPhone 15 Pro based on information from our sources, exclusive details from the MiFi accessory makers, and a new detail CAD. Oh, and new detail CADs. Now we've obtained an even more detailed set of CAD files from a very trusted source that line up with the latest rumors with 2 notable changes. So now we got the rumor cycle, which it always seems like we have this when it comes to iPhones, where it's like one set of people is saying, okay, we're going to go ahead and have this. Another set is like, nah, they couldn't quite figure it out, so they're delaying it, whatever. And then we end up getting something somewhere in the middle typically. But Like I said, both of them are kind of going back and forth a bit, but let's get into it. So the iPhone 15 rumor cycle, the current iPhone 15 Pro rumor cycle has been back and forth, especially surrounding the new buttons. I could care less about solid state buttons. It's going to do the same thing. I don't care about that. Multiple reputable sources stated that the iPhone 15 Pro series would feature haptic buttons, and 9 to 5 Mac was even able to corroborate. I think I said that right. Corroborate, right? Yeah, corroborate. We'll go with that. This information with our sources in My Five Manufacturing. I'm over here sounding like LaShawn. Yo, speaking of LaShawn, where he at? I got a lot of trash to talk tonight. I got a lot of trash to talk tonight, man. A lot of trash to talk tonight. A lot. A lot. Yo, El Jefe, man, what up? What up, man? He said, for the nicest guy in tech, unless you get out of line on Twitter, then I has to put you in your place. Stop it. Look, El Jefe, he's a prophet, man, because that's exactly what I'm kind of talking about. The conversation that I had on Twitter was just one of many. So I'm like, okay, I definitely have to go live so I can just air out my side of it. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I don't think I was too harsh. I just, kind of went back and forth with him, just giving facts. And when I kind of got the impression that he wasn't gonna not necessarily change his opinion, because I'm never trying to change anybody's opinion or anything. Like, how you feel is how you feel. It is what it is. But like, if I'm coming with facts and I'm asking a question and you kind of just blow off my question and continue speaking ignorantly, well, then I don't have time for that. So I just blocked them and kind of kept it moving. But yeah, appreciate you nonetheless, El Jefe. Thank you so much for the $10 holla, man. Definitely got to get some type of dance or something. Y'all already know. He said corroborate like he in Tribe Called Quest. Stop it, sir. Look, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not like LaShawn up here, man. Which LaShawn better come through the stream tonight. If not, I'm gonna get him tomorrow on his stream. Okay? And any I can't even say it without laughing. I know Barry knows what I'm talking about. But I got so much trash to talk tonight. Mims, LaShawn, when we see them in the chat, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Both of them, the minute of the hour, yo. Yo, it's not a common word. So I don't feel bad messing it up if I did mess it up. I don't feel bad. Look, Barry said, yes, sir. See, look, LaShawn has paid what he's supposed to pay. Mims, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Mims, I'm feeling like Big Worm, sir. I'm feeling like Big Worm playing with my money. It's like playing with my emotions. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Galen, what's up, big homie? He said, in here to hear the nicest guy in tech YouTube go off. It might be a little bit of that tonight, man. We'll see. But what's going on, homie? Hope everything is good on that end, dude. Again, you already know we chop it up all the time, pretty much on the regular. So anything, man, just reach out, dog. You already know, man. And I know you're going through a lot on that end. All right, but back to the iPhone. We got side railed like crazy, man. Oh, okay. You said I'm more than earned a good rent. Okay, perfect. I don't feel bad anymore. Yo, speaking of which, Juan dropped a dope video on the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. Go check it out, man. And while you're doing it, make sure you're watching in 4K. So go and subscribe to his Patreon. Drops a ton of useful information, some of which I use to back up my points. And on top of that, man, some dope videos to go along with it. So go ahead and drop that sub to Juan's Patreon. Some absolute fire content there. Jojo with the popcorn buckets. He said we complaining about the no. It's not about the Chromecast. The Chromecast, man, even with its hardware faults, I'm good with it. It kind of is what it is. It's just TV. But no, it's more so in regards to Pixel Fold and Fold 5. And I know people are like, I don't want to hear about that. I get it, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So I will let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, when that time is coming. So if you don't want to hear that, you can 100% just exit the chat, yo. Straight up. Mike said, well, I love your content. Yo, see, there you go. That's what's up, man. I love it. Ike has that one cheat code. Hey, when you got somebody who's gonna do all of that super detailed work, not just benchmarks, but real world testing in intensive situations, it's like, why not pull from that? Hey, speaking of which, it's one of the men of the hour, LaShawn. You lucky I have enough time to get it ready. I was gonna have it to where like the stream starts, and instead of like my Ike's Tech Talk weekly live stream, it was gonna be a Jimmy Butler, a Jimmy Butler picture, and I was gonna Photoshop you in it, dog. Like I just didn't have time with work. I swear, bro. I was getting ready to get you. I was gonna get you, dog. I was even thinking about reaching out to Trent and having Trent help me with it, man. I was gonna get you, dog. I was gonna get you, but I'm gonna let it go because you paid what you owe. Hey, I'm spitting bars. But anyway, y'all keep distracting me. All right, we're going to wrap up this iPhone talk, man, so we can get into the rant. But anyway, so the buttons were thought to be one long singular piece instead of two separate buttons. Yes, I skipped a ton of information there because it ain't really nothing that I care about there. Let's get to where I actually care about, because the volume buttons, I don't care about that. Mute button, blah blah blah. Okay, I think here it is with the new one. So new CADs from an extremely reputable source. So these new reputable CADs line up perfectly with the previous information we received and match nearly one-to-one with the high quality renders published by 9 to 5 Mac. Apart from two distinct differences, the buttons and the cameras. Thank you. Let's go. The buttons. Instead of the solid state buttons that we were once expecting, Apple looks to be reverting to a traditional button design with separated volume buttons. It is what it is. I don't care. This is the part that I care about. This right here. This mute button replaces the ongoing mute switch. Oh, the significant change this year is a new mute button. Blah blah blah. This new button replaces the outgoing mute switch and is rumored to add additional functionality, with many speculating that it could emulate the action button found on the Apple Watch Ultra. It's important to note that to differentiate the 15 Pro lineup from the 15 series, this new mute button will not be on the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus models. They'll stick with the existing mute switch. Now, here's an actual picture of what it's supposed to look like. Now, the reason that this interests me as much as it does is the fact that when I have my iPhone, generally I unbox it, I got my case and everything ready, I'm setting it up, I switch my mute toggle, and I never touch it again. Now, imagine having a button that I could program to do, and let's keep it real, Apple is Apple. You'll probably have very set, controls and things that you can actually do with it. But just in a perfect world scenario, right, type of thing. Imagine having an extra button on your iPhone that you could program to do anything. Like imagine being able to program this to be a shortcut camera and a shutter button, something like that. I would love this instead of the mute toggle switch. And I know a lot of people are not feeling that. They want the little mute toggle switch, and that's cool. I'm just saying, for me personally, I literally flip that switch one time and it stays there for the life of my iPhone. Like my iPhone right now, I have it. Mute toggle. Bam. It literally hasn't moved. Like it literally has not moved. So for me personally, I would love to have the action button where I could program it to do something specific. Maybe even get some Siri shortcuts integration with it. So like you press the one button and maybe like you unlock your front door, turn on a couple lights, something like that. Like I would love the action button for just that alone. Like the possibilities are almost endless if Apple does it the way that I personally feel as though, they should or whatever. The second thing is the cameras. So a shout out to Bradley. He kind of clarified last night. Me and him were talking to Easy Stream about Apple partnering with Sony, kind of similar to what Xiaomi did to work on this new camera sensor where it's like right underneath 1 inches, which is, dope. We definitely all want those camera sensors to get bigger. I don't know if that's necessarily coming this year. We're kind of hearing it is. We're kind of hearing it's not. It's kind of all over the place. So this is just kind of what we're looking at. So we got the 15 Pro here on the left side, and then we got the Pro Max here on the right side. And honestly, you all may not be able to really tell a difference. Let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit more. Like you honestly can't tell much of a difference, but the Pro Max does stick out just a little bit farther. And it does look like it might be a little bit bigger, which obviously that makes sense considering they're talking about throwing in, a larger sensor and a periscope camera. So me personally, y'all already know, I've been dying for the iPhone to get a periscope zoom lens for the longest. So let's go ahead and knock out that. So while the early CADs and schematics showed a gargantuan, see, I know that word, camera pump with individual protrusions larger than the current iPhone 14 Pro's entire camera bump, these updated CADs thankfully show something far more reasonable. While the camera bump still gets larger this year, the protrusions are far less comical. The iPhone 15 Pro Max looks to have an ever so slightly larger camera bump. Obviously, that makes perfect sense, leading credence to the ongoing rumors of a periscope zoom lens. The smaller iPhone 15 Pro model is not rumored to gain a periscope zoom lens this year. It's a little bit smaller. It kind of is what it is. We get it. It is what it is. I don't really care about the whole significance of the new CAD. It is talking about USB-C is there, which we've heard that, kind of all over the place. The bezels are really, really narrow. We've already kind of talked about that too. Here's a screenshot of what the bezels with the millimeters and all that stuff figured out is going to look like. And I mean, I'm looking at I don't have my 14 Pro Max turned on, but like I think it's going to be dope. It's honestly going to, I just unplug there we go. But like I said, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Like I said, for me personally, man, I don't know if I'm picking one up right now. I know I always say that and kind of end up picking one up anyway. Either way, it is the missus. I thought she was still sitting over there. It is still her year to upgrade. So worst case scenario, I go ahead and just upgrade hers and kind of just steal hers a little bit and stuff like that and kind of play around with it. So we'll see how that goes, man. Who knows? Maybe Apple will do something big with I won't say do something big, but we'll do what I want them to do with iOS 17, and that could kind of draw me back in a bit more. But as of right now, man, like I'm kind of glued to the Android side of the pond for now. Yeah, no disrespect to any iPhone people out there. I think the iPhone is a great device for what it's meant to be used for and all that good stuff. But yeah, I definitely want a little bit more. Just split screen multitasking, Apple. It's so far overdue. Just give me split screen multitasking, like please, man. But that's kind of my jam right there. But either way, they obviously are going to continue to monitor the leaks and all that other stuff, which they're a leak website. We already know that. But let's go ahead and get into the comments. LaShawn said, I'm cold. Nah, man, you doubted the homie Jamie Foxx. Nah, I'm just playing. LaShawn, the only person that thinks Jimmy Butler looks like Jamie Foxx. Like, I've never heard nobody else say that before, ever. Like, he doesn't look like Jamie Foxx, LaShawn. Like, that is totally you, man. Seriously. When I said anyone feel the USA is doomed and the hot iPhone rumor is the debate on buttons. I know, Juan. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the rest of the world is getting to play with crazy new displays, super fast charging, and crazy camera tech. Yes, man. We are definitely lacking here in the States for sure. I'm just happy that we have some companies who are willing to take a chance and put some of this stuff out global, man. Seriously. It's much appreciated. Apple is the only company that I know can add a button to a phone and get people to upgrade from the previous generation. Yes, I'm part of the problem. See, look, Sean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same because I upgrade every year. Like I'm the same person. I had the S22 Ultra, I got the S23 Ultra. Pixel don't count because I am a part of Team Pixel. But I had the Fold 3, I got the Fold 4. I had the 12 Pro, I got the 13 Pro Max, and then I got the 14. So I am just as much a part of the problem as you are. I ain't gonna lie, I got a problem. I'm addicted. I can't help it. I'm just gonna admit it and just call it what it is, yo. Straight up. Excuse me, didn't want to cough in y'all's ear. Yep, buried at IMX 903, double video bit rate. So, Barry, in your opinion, dude, because with the bit rate getting better, right? Where would, and I don't want to say like casual or average, right? Because you know me, I'm very much like pixel point shoot and kind of call it a day. Someone like me, like, is that something that I would notice in terms of like the bit rate, and like where would I notice it? Would it be just like more stable? Is it something where we just have like less noise? Like what would that kind of affect to someone like me who's not, the biggest into like all of the camera, jargon and all of that stuff, man? I already know Barry always breaks it down so where I can understand it. Why won't Apple ever get rid of the notch? Yeah, man. I know. I'm not gonna lie. I am a fan of the dynamic island. I am. Maybe not so much the way that the island looks, but like the functionality. I am a fan of like the potential of it, like what it has the potential to be. I think Apple just needs to do more with it, like literally. But supposedly they are working on. I don't know if it's next year or the year after. somebody did like a display report for him, and they were saying how they're working to get like all the Face ID tech under the camera, so then it'll just be like a normal. I don't want to flash my stuff, but it'll be just like a normal little cutout pinhole. Which when they get there, man, I'm definitely down with that. Ooh, just got an email from a case company. Dope. Have to check that out. Not right now, but have to check that out. Only iPhone users would get excited about buttons and thinner bezels and call it an upgrade. Very, very true, Brad. Very, very true. No one on the planet thinks that except for LaShawn. I know, Barry. He's the only person I've ever heard say that. He looks like Jamie Foxx when he played Wanda. Nah, man. I don't see it, LaShawn. I don't see it, bro. Yo, Johan, you right. He need glasses, bro. Umar said the iPhone this year seems good, but I'm indifferent. That's kind of the camp that I'm in. Like, it's definitely shaping up to be solid. Like, you're getting a brand new design, supposedly new camera sensor, periscope lens, USB Type C, titanium build, action button. Like, it is shaping up to be a pretty solid upgrade, in my opinion, man. Obviously, some of that stuff is definitely like long overdue, but I'm always in the camp, better late than never. I would rather them put it on late than not put it on at all. But it does look pretty solid. I just, like I said, it doesn't necessarily get me excited, but it's like, okay, cool. You're finally gonna have that on an iPhone. Now they throw split screen multitasking on there, then okay, I might get a little excited for that. But the hardware for the iPhone has never been my issue. Like, I've always been cool with the hardware for the most part. For me, it's the software. I just want iOS to get, I won't say complicated, because complicated is probably the wrong word. I want it to get a little bit more powerful. Like, it just doesn't feel very powerful. Like, if I compare it with like the S23 Ultra, and even to some degree, I won't say as much, but like even to some degree, like the Pixel 7 Pro, like Android just feels more powerful. I feel like I can do more, especially coming with something like the S23 Ultra, where it's like, this is a productivity like type of users, like dream device. So it's like coming from something like this where you can do so much and get so much done, to iOS where it's just kind of like, either I have to do a bunch of extra steps or it just can't do it. It's kind of like, it's kind of like just a buzzkill a little bit, but we'll see what happens, man. Supposedly, iOS 17 is gonna be bigger than what we all expect. Like, they're gonna bring some new quality of life stuff to it. So we'll see how that goes. I still haven't seen anybody say anything about split screen multitasking. So until I hear that, it's kind of, I won't say DOA, but I'm not really feeling it until that's a thing. Like, I think that's something that at least the Plus and the Max size phones should absolutely have. Absolutely. Like, it shouldn't, like, I shouldn't have the same experience on an iPhone with a 6.7 or 6.8-inch display as an iPhone with a what is the iPhone SE? 4.5 inches or something like that. Like, I know it's pretty small, but like it shouldn't, or not 4.5. It's like 5, is it like 6 inches or something like that? I don't know. But the experience is the exact same. Like, you don't get any extra rows or columns. You don't get split screen multitasking. I mean, picture in picture works a little bit better because it's a bigger screen, but it's just a blown up version of what you already got. Like, that's not fun to me. Like, that's not powerful. Like, I want a productive iPhone, and the iPhone right now is not productive in my opinion. Tell I said I'm a sucker also, Ike. Yeah, bro. Like, we can't help it, man. We just love dope tech, dog. I'm with you. Look, yeah, you know what? Screw y'all. I'm out. So the actual build itself, let me see if I can scroll back up and get it. So on the 14 series and the 13 and the 12, pretty much since they got this whole boxy design, all the edges have just been straight up flat, sharp, and it's kind of uncomfortable unless you rock a case. Now they're kind of smoothing out the back end to make it a little bit more comfortable. It's not the biggest design change, obviously. And then they're also using supposedly titanium instead of just normal stainless steel. So titanium is going to make it a little bit lighter because iPhones are definitely heavier devices. But that type of stuff, man. It's not going to be a crazy design change or not like that, but just some refinement for sure. Y'all crazy, man. After daily driving an iPhone 14 Pro Max, I can say Dynamic Island, although I hate this darn name, can be pretty damn cool if refined correctly. No, and Johan, I'm in the exact same camp. Like I feel like I'm one of the only people that actually like the Dynamic Island. Like I like it and I like the potential, kind of so to speak. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of in that same ballpark. I'm kind of that same ballpark. Yeah, Scoop. No, it's not meant to be, and I get that. I get it. It's supposed to be a gateway to apps and all that other good stuff, and that's totally fine, man. Like I said, I'm just one of the people who's always gonna be in the camp that I wanted to do a little bit more, and if it doesn't do a little bit more, then I'll just continue to stick with devices that can do a little bit more. Is all. But no disrespect, to anybody who gets their work done and all that other stuff to them. It's not happening over here. I'm gonna say personally, the phones I'm excited for this year will be the Oppo X6 Pro and the new Xperia 1 Mark 6 and maybe the Pixel 8 Pro, but my Pixel 7 Pro works great still. Yeah, honestly, like we haven't heard a ton about the Pixel 8 Pro. Like we heard some pretty dope stuff about the camera, getting a much bigger sensor, things like that, which is always welcome to hear. Is it gonna be a ton of stuff that's like, oh, you gotta upgrade? Probably not, man. Like I honestly think that unless you're looking at different form factors, things like foldable, stuff like that, there's not going to be a whole lot to kind of make you upgrade year over year. And if we're looking at, say, like, I won't say Vivo, but like if we're looking at Samsung, even looking at like from Fold 3 to Fold 4, you could have skipped out on that and went straight to Fold 5. From Fold 4 to Fold 5, this is kind of looking the same, right? It's probably going to be a lot more than what we expect, but yeah, I feel like the days of every year gotta upgrade are well behind us, man. I'm just a addict and I can't help it. Hey, what up? Hot water in the building. Yo, Joseph, what's up, man? Hope everything is good with you, dude. Hope everything is good with you. But let's go ahead and move on, man. We got some other stuff to talk about. So let me go ahead and actually, I think I only pulled up one because I had two articles for the Pixel Fold. I had two articles for it. When's the keynote for that? Isn't it coming up soon? I thought I saw something scrolling Twitter about them now, like starting to talk about it in like May or something. I could be wrong about that though. Could be wrong about that. But let me go and pull up this other article because that has all the stuff that I want to talk about. This is just the video. It's this one. Yeah, no, it's not that one. It's this one. Okay, maybe it's not that one. Good grief. Okay, it's this one. Got it. All right, let's start off with this one here, and then we'll move over to the video, which by now I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the video anyway, but I want to watch it again because I'm pretty hyped about it. Hey, go Knicks, go Knicks. I know y'all playing the Heat, what, starting tomorrow, Knicks? I think it's starting tomorrow. Y'all play. I think so. Yo, how about them Hawks? That man Trader Truth is a problem, bro. He dropped a dagger on Boston the last game. They're actually playing right now. I was watching a little bit of it before the stream started. I didn't know that Hot Water was a Hawks fan, though. That's what's up. All right, but now we got a full breakdown, and we knew most of the stuff here, but we got a full breakdown of what the Pixel Fold is supposed to be bringing to the table. Also, you're going to be able to get a free Pixel watch if you don't already have one, which most Pixel people I know that's like heavy into Pixel kind of already have one. But either way, still dope that they're throwing one in for free. If you're buying a $1,800 device, I'd rather have it included than not have it included. But I think it would have been dope if they maybe would have said you can either choose a pair of Pixel Buds Pro or a Pixel Watch. That way, if you're somebody who maybe has one and not the other, you can kind of do something like that. But I mean, I guess in that case, if you're that into Pixels, you probably already have both anyway. But it's just, like I said, nice of them to throw something in because they don't have to. So pretty dope. There have been quite a few leaks for the Pixel Fold over the past week. Thanks to John Prosser, Front Page Tech, we now have all the detailed specs for the Pixel Fold. John starts out by confirming the $1,800 price for the Pixel Fold. It will come in chalk and obsidian, 256 gigabytes at that $1,799 price, which John Prosser got the price wrong on the Pixel 7 Pro last year, if I'm not mistaken. So while everybody's caught up on the 1,800, I don't necessarily know if I agree with that. I'm still thinking between 13 and 1500 personally. But this is kind of where everybody's at with it right now. While the 512 gigabyte will be available for $19.19 in Obsidian only. And don't get me wrong, even if it is $17.99, I'm still buying it. It doesn't matter. To alleviate some of the pain of the price, Google will be offering a free Pixel Watch for everyone who pre-orders the foldable. Like I said, dope that they include that. I would have, preferred to get that money taken off. Like, give me $200 off the phone or something. But I already have a Pixel Watch, so that's kind of why. The May 10th pre-order date is further confirmed from the Google Store, with his source claiming a ship date of June 27th. It will be available May 30th for pre-order from partners like carriers and Best Buy, which Best Buy is who I'll be pre-ordering through. I got a ton of rewards and stuff like built up. Like, I'm gonna get like 10% off, $100 off, and then I still have like, I think, enough points to get like 2 more $50 reward certificates. Like, I just had them joints stacking up. So can't wait to just drop all of that on the Pixel Fold. And some more of the specs. Processor source claims that both the 256 gigabytes and 512 gigabyte models, both with UFS 3.1 storage, will have 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. It will run the Tensor G2 chip with the Titan M2 security chip. So pretty much a Pixel 7 Pro is literally what you're looking at. Just they have double the storage for the base model. Confirming the report for CNBC, which is the first time I've ever heard them leak anything about a phone personally. I could just be asleep on that though. The Pixel Fold will weigh 10 ounces or 283 grams. So it's definitely going to be a thick, or not, I won't say thick, but a heavy boy for sure. Folded, the dimensions are 5.5 height, 3.1 width, 0.5 depth inches. Okay. Fortunately, there are no dimensions for it unfolded quite yet. The outer display is pretty expected, having a 17.4 by 9 aspect ratio at 5.8 inches. It's a full HD plus OLED display, resolution 2092, 1080, 408 ppi, inner display 7.6. We already know this stuff. Both displays 120 hertz, Google One VPN. We already know that as well. This is where I wanted to talk, which was the actual camera specifications, because this was pretty much the last piece of the puzzle that we kind of needed. Pretty much everything else we already knew, but this was like the final piece here. Yo, y'all bugging. I can't right now. LaShawn, I see you. I see what you're talking about, sir. I see you. I see you. That I don't know, El Jefe. That's actually a really good question, man. I don't know. I would have to like maybe do like a GSM Arena comparison to maybe find out, but that's a dope question. I don't know. I'm gonna need to start exercising my wrist. I have to hold the phone. Mick said, pause, JoJo. Yo, what up, man? I didn't even say what's up to you, dog. What's going on, Mix? Oh, that's too funny, but so true. Pause, JoJo, pause. But camera specifications. So we got a 48 megapixel main sensor. This is the pixel size. We got a f1.7 aperture. Sensor size of 1/1.2, I think, is kind of what they're trying to say. Or no, not 1/1.2, 1/2. I'm making things better than what they actually are. I think the sensor size on the 7 Pro is what? What's the sensor size on the 7 Pro? Sensor size, Pixel 7 Pro. I think it's like 1/1.3. Okay, so it's a 48 megapixel 1/2.55. So ever so slight bigger sensor on the Pixel Fold. Yeah, Barry said it here, 1/1.3. So it is a little bit bigger of a sensor, which is dope. The telephoto is a 10.8 megapixel sensor with a 1.22 pixel width, f3.05 aperture, and a 1/3.1, which I want to say that is right in line with 7 Pro. Telephoto lens. I think I did it through GSM Arena when I looked at it. You could also look up the dimensions versus the Oppo too, because I am curious about that too. GSM Arena Pixel 7 Pro. Shout out to GSM Arena for coming in clutch with all of the specifications. Let's drop this right here. Switch back over here. Let me make this bigger so y'all can actually see. All right, there we go. Up a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's see. Camera. Okay, here we go. So on the Pixel 7 Pro, you have 48 megapixel. It is a 1 over 2.55 on the size there for the telephoto. So super slim difference between the telephoto. Biggest difference is the megapixel count, is the megapixel. So the resolution. And then last but not least is the ultra wide, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna look up because I don't really care about ultra wides. If y'all care, you could just look it up, but I just really don't care. Um, Selfie cameras is what it is, pretty in line. I'm just glad that the inside one will actually be usable. Fold 4 is pretty much only usable in like perfect lighting conditions and for video calls. That's it. I wouldn't do anything else with that selfie camera. Obviously, it's dope because it's hidden. I do like that aspect of it, but yeah, unless you're video calling in great lighting conditions, yeah, it ain't happening. But either way, like I said, those are the camera specs, pretty much right in line with what Pixel 7 Pro has. Very, very little difference. So essentially, you're going to be shooting with the Pixel 7 Pro on a foldable, which is, and I'm trying to think of like every foldable. I can't really speak for the Huawei Mate X because I just haven't done enough research on those. But like looking at all the other heavy hitters, like the Vivo X Fold, which I can't say about the 2 because I don't know the camera specs for that one yet. But the original Vivo X Fold, which I had that one, and that was the only foldable I had that had a periscope lens, and it was pretty dope to have. Obviously, the Z Fold doesn't have telephoto, and that's pretty much it in terms of what I personally use from a foldable perspective. I don't think any other foldable has a periscope. So just the fact that we're getting a periscope lens, I am super, super excited for that. But yeah, so camera seems to be pretty much in line. 5x optical, 20x digital. I think the Pixel 7 Pro is 5x optical, 30x. I think I have it right here. Let me just see. 5, yep, 30x digital. So you're getting 10 less zoom, but I don't really punch in the 30 because it's just not worth it in my opinion. Pictures aren't going to come out all that great. But these are the camera specs, man. Like I said, super, super happy with it. Anytime I say anything, grenade drop. Got him. Samsung GN1, they're switching to the GN2. You're talking about for 8 Pro, Barry, or are we talking about for Pixel Fold? We're looking at GN1 or GN2. You said all made by Samsung, which Samsung MX won't use the S23 Ultra. Yeah, me and you are eye to eye with that, Barry. Like it makes literally no sense whatsoever. But hey, it is what it is. I'm so done with you. Ron, what's up, man? He said, I'd like to corroborate the fact that it looks interesting. I love it, man. Oppo Find N, you shall be missed. Yeah, I already know, LaShawn. As soon as this bad boy drop, it's a wrap. LaShawn ain't gonna know what any other phone is. Oh, the 8 Pro. Yeah. I would say I know the 8 Pro is gonna be using that GN2 with the bigger sensor for sure. Or whatever. But I'm just happy that at least with this foldable, we're getting something in line with Google's best current offering. Because obviously Pixel 8 Pro don't exist until they announce it. But we're getting something in line with this. And I'm gonna be honest, like I feel more confident in terms of the photos that I take. And again, this is all based off of the type of photos that I take using this rather than the S23 Ultra, mainly because my photos are moving objects and I'm not always in peak lighting conditions. So for me, as long as it functions essentially like my Pixel 7 Pro, say less. Say less. Say less. Hey, Big John Tech is in the building. What up, homie? Hope everything is good with you. Pixel Fold gonna drop on LaShawn. Gonna be waiting for his $30 credit. Yo, facts. Yo, LaShawn, did you ever get that $30? I'm pretty sure he got it by now. It'd be some stuff if he didn't get it. That'd be crazy. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this last article, man, because I do want to have a little bit of time to just kind of and just woo-sa, right? So let's go ahead and get into the second to last article. So this, I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna just scroll right down to the video because all it is just somebody has their hands on a Pixel Fold in person. We got a video. Yo. Now, the one thing I am curious about is I wonder if there's a setting for when it's the screen's on the inside, you close it and it shows up on the outside. Like maybe they just have it turned off. Because if you notice, the screen's on, and when they close it, it doesn't pop up here on the inner display. Most foldables have that setting, and you can just toggle it off or on. Now, I'm gonna knock out the last article before we touch on what I'm about to say, but I just got to get it out there. So, obviously, people are whining because the bezels, but this just looks so clean to me, man. So clean. Like it's gonna be just an uninterrupted display. No under display camera that you can kind of see depending on how you hold it. You know, no obstructions on the actual phone screen itself, just pure display. Pure display, man. I'm really, really excited for this joint, man. I could watch this video all day, bro. That I wanted the outer screen to light up so bad so I could see like what it looks like on the front, man. It just looks so dope. I'm so excited, man. Even the crease looks kind of, because this is like a pretty darker, like he has it in dark mode or whatever. And like normally, like if I take, I don't have my fold, it's in the room. But like if I have my fold on a black screen, you can definitely see that crease. So this is just looking so clean, man. I want one so bad. But yeah, we gonna circle back and talk about Pixel Fold. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Me and you both, Jojo. Me and you both. I just want to touch it, man. Like just like bro, all up in that crease. Pause. F.A., you stupid. You stupid. Oh man. Oh, he said, I've been got that. Use it on the Pixel Watch. Once again, screw you. It's okay, homie. It's okay. It's okay. All right. But last but certainly not least, Samsung is reportedly set to launch the Z Fold 5 and Flip 5 in July, a month early. Now, they don't quite say why. Now, they do in the article, but it's obviously just speculation. In my opinion, Samsung is a little spooked. They're a little spooked, bruh. Because the one thing, and here's my reasoning for it, right? If I'm a company, right, and I have a dope product, because the fold and the flip are definitely dope products. If I have a dope product, right, and I see somebody's about to come out with their first foldable, right, unless I'm a little worried, I'm not gonna move my date up. I'm gonna keep my date the same because I feel like as long as what I'm offering is a dope product, it's gonna compete well. It's gonna compete well. I'm not gonna have any issues. I personally think Samsung is a little spooked, man, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. And like I said, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think that they're definitely a little spooked. I mean, and at the same time, it could have been that they always planned this because the one redeeming fact that I will say, the S23 Ultra did launch earlier than the S22 Ultra did last year. So like the S23 Ultra, I want to say launched about a month or so earlier. So it could just be that they're ahead of the game and they can just push it out a little bit faster. So kind of is what it is. Only Doodle cares about the Z Flip 5. Stop it, LFA. Stop it. It's Pixel season, y'all. Yo, T-Hop, what up? What up, man? Hope everything is good for you, yo. Oh, man. Big John said, Samsung said, y'all hold my beer. Look, I don't know, Big John. I don't know. Like I said, we're going to get into it here in a second, but I'm going to put it like this. And then I promise we're going to get through this article and then we're going to chit chat for about the last 10 or 15 minutes. The reason I feel the way I feel when it comes to Fold 5 and Pixel Fold is because of the fact that one, Google's doing a lot of things on their first generation foldable that it took Samsung either 5 generations to do, or they're still not doing it. And like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit more in detail. But if you are a Z Fold fan, like you love Samsung, you don't want nothing to do with Pixel, the Pixel Fold should still, in my opinion, make you mad at Samsung. Like it should make you mad at Samsung, 100%. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I know I keep teasing it, but we're going to talk about it. I promise. I promise. With the foldable market heating up, Samsung is reportedly planning to bring the Z Fold 5 and the Z Flip 5 to blah, blah, blah. Let me chill. To the public a bit early, with a reported release date towards the end of July. So it's honestly not all that much earlier. It's a couple of weeks early because normally it drops in August. Sam Mobile reports that Samsung is preparing an unpacked event for the final week of July, likely between the 25th and the 27th. All three dates would roughly line up with Samsung's usual launch event dates. But what's notable here is this is coming well ahead of schedule. Last year, Z Fold 4, Flip 4, August the 10th, 2 weeks after. That's why I said it's not that much early. It's a couple of weeks. It's not hard to figure out why Samsung is pushing things along a bit faster. Google is preparing to launch Pixel Fold, which is what we just talked about and just said. So they're kind of just corroborating what I've already been saying. I like that. New word of the day. I feel like Pee Wee Herman, corroborate. It's the word of the day. Not movie theater Pee Wee Herman. Y'all chill out. Anywho, all right, now let's circle back. I'm gonna rant a little bit. Hold on. Let me make sure I won't have any comments that I need to hit first. Tida said they should have been spooked enough to change the form factor. I 100% agree. T.I. said, I am pissed with Samsung. He said, forget being mad at Samsung. I'm pissed at Samsung. I'm not mad at you. Me too. I am. LaShawn, I'm not even putting that comment up. Stop it, sir. Stop it. Yo, Ron, 100% the truth. I couldn't agree more. Like, even if you are a fan of the Galaxy Fold series, like you're a diehard, you're going to stick with the Fold, you're not even looking at what Google is doing. Google coming out with the Pixel Fold benefits you. It benefits you 100%. 100%. So let's go ahead and get into it. And for talking about it, I'm going to just leave this picture up right here. I'm going to leave this picture up right here just to show the beauty that is the Pixel Fold. All right, so I'm hearing and seeing really, I'm trying to think how many it is. I'm going to say 2 for sure things that people are already trying to talk smack about and trying to discount and discredit the Pixel Fold. And I put it in the tweet. I was replying to Shane over at Scary If Literal. And I was like, look, if I have to hear one more person talk about Tensor G2 being underpowered, or Delvon, chill. He said, about damn time. If I have to hear one more person talk about Tensor G2 being underpowered, or about, excuse my language, some goddamn bezels, I don't want to live on this planet no more. I don't want to live on this planet no more, bro. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it. If I get demonetized, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm going to take both of those 2 things, and then I'm going to break it down. Now, one, bezels, that's totally subjective. How you feel about this design is how you feel about it. I could give 2 shits how you feel about it. It is what it is. It's subjective. You might like Samsung with the narrow screen. Some may like the wider front screen. That is subjective for your personal use case. I'm not even going to dispute that or try to fight you on that. But this conversation about this damn processor being underpowered, it's like, bro, I have never seen so much of a goalpost moving in the entire time that I have been part of the tech community, so to speak, right? And here's one of the reasons why I say that. If we look at Tensor G2 on paper, because that's what everybody's looking at when they're talking about this stuff. If you look at Tensor G2, it's, I would say, pretty in line with Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, right? Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which launched last year with the S22 Ultra. What are you doing? If you've had both, and this is only for the people who have had both. If you have an S22 or had an S22 Ultra and now you have an S23 Ultra, what are you doing with the extra power from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 to the 8 Gen 2? What is your S23 Ultra doing that your S22 Ultra could not do? Now, for me to answer the question, because I've had both devices, 100%. I've had both devices. There's literally zero that my S22 Ultra or my S23 Ultra can do that my S22 Ultra could not do. They both do the same thing. Now, what I will say is when it comes to efficiency, I will give people that argument. Because sometimes if I'm just browsing social media, or I happen to have a YouTube up top and then I'm split screen multitasking, scrolling Twitter on the bottom, my phone does get a little warmer than what I would expect, especially compared to my S23 Ultra. So if you want to have that conversation about the processor needing to be better, let's talk about efficiency. Stop talking about performance. I don't need any more performance. I don't. It's like, what are you doing with your phone that you need more performance? Is it just to say I got more performance? And the funniest thing is, and Barry can kind of back me up because he was in the thread with me, him and LaShawn. I asked the person that I was, having the debate with, I asked him, I'm like, okay, cool. You feel as though it's underpowered. I'm not gonna, jump down your throat, pause. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be very logical with this, right? Some people just don't know, they're kind of ignorant to it. This is somebody who say he had both devices. All right, bet. You got the 7 Pro, you got the S23 Ultra. Okay, cool. Now, I asked him, what are you doing with the additional power? He said, oh, well, like photo editing / video editing. I said, okay, interesting. Now, photo editing, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but I got Delvon right here in the chat. So Delvon, homie, let me ask you, right? Because you take a ton of raw images on pretty much every smartphone camera you get your hands on. You edit them, on your phone and stuff like that. If in your opinion, with you editing on both devices, and I don't know if you're using different apps or anything like that, right? But if you're using, the same apps and things like that, do you notice a difference in terms of the speed, in terms of editing photos or rendering photos when you're done? Like, do you notice any difference in that? I only asked Delvon that not to put him on the spot, but because I know that that's his workflow. Like that's what he does. And if you're somebody who is in that same ballpark, then just, speak up. I'm totally cool with that. Now, for the video editing side of that, that's where I got a good laugh. And again, shout out to Juan Carlos Bagnell, aka some gadget guy. And I promise I'm not just, trying to, I'm not gonna go too far with the cursing and stuff, but I'm not just trying to, ride Juan, so to speak, or whatever. But if you're not subscribed to his Patreon, you need to be, because this is real world stuff. I asked the kid, I'll say, he said video editing. I said, okay, cool. Now I said, are you familiar with LumaFusion, right? The most powerful editor we got on Android, or the best video editor we got on Android currently. And the reason I asked him that is because, for those that don't know, the king of 4K 30, which is what most people are going to shoot on their smartphones, because every smartphone except one that I know of can only move between their lenses optically, not digitally, optically, at 4K 30. The only smartphone, he said, laugh out loud. I knew exactly what I was about to comment. See, that's my dog right there. Anywho, there's only one smartphone right now, and I promise I'm going to get back to the LumaFusion part. There's only one smartphone right now that I know of that can switch between all the lenses, except the front-facing one, obviously. But it can switch between all the lenses at 4K 60, optically. Switch between the optical lenses. This one right here. But Tensor is underpowered. So you mean to tell me a underpowered processor from 2 years ago it has the capability to do a feature or have a particular mode that this rocking the top of the line best processor available, this still can't do it at 4K 60. Pause for dramatic effect. That's just number one. Number two, for 4K 30, right? Because that's what most people are going to shoot, because you have the flexibility to switch between your lenses on the fly. The current champ in terms of rendering that 4K 30 video, dramatic effect, Pixel 7 Pro. But Tensor G2 is underpowered, right? It's underpowered. How can that be? My God, it's underpowered. Yet do we go around saying that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 phones are underpowered? Am I going to see somebody on the street with an S21 Ultra and say, hey, your phone's underpowered? Am I going to do that? But this processor is pretty much in line with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. It's a little bit under, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm just looking on paper before the stream. I'm not coming with anything real world because I don't have that information. But on paper, it's very, very similar. Like, I'm not trying to be the guy to try to make it seem like Google makes the best phones. They don't make the best phones. No phone is perfect. There are things about this phone that I would change in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But I'm also not going to sit here and make a claim talking about a processor is underpowered when I can't even give, excuse my French, when I can't even give a fucking reason to need the additional power. That makes no sense. Oh, I can run Diablo. Or actually, LaShawn could probably answer this. Yo, LaShawn, because I know LaShawn plays Diablo Immortal like crazy because I kind of fell off because of the pay to win stuff. Now, LaShawn, can you run Diablo Immortal maxed out graphics on the Pixel 7 Pro? I know you can on the S23 Ultra. Can you do it on the Pixel 7 Pro? I'm gonna see if LaShawn can answer that for us because I honestly don't know, and I'm not gonna make that claim. But the games that I play, which are emulators, PC Creator Simulator 2 is another one that I play. Pokemon Go is another one that I play. What other games I got on here? Let me see. That's pretty much it. Emulators is mainly what I use. I'm gonna say it's pretty much exactly the same. I push it to, I think, 3x in Citra, and I could go 4x if I wanted to, but there's just no point on the screen this small. But I go 3x resolution on here. Guess what I do on my Pixel 7 Pro? 3x. And it still runs my Pokemon Y Insanity Mode ROM the exact same. So I'm just so overhearing the bullshit narrative of underpowered. Now, if we're going to talk efficiency, all right, I'll give you that. Yes, Google, focus on efficiency with Sensor 3, please. Because if I'm just sitting scrolling social media and I got a YouTube video playing up top, my device shouldn't be, heating up or anything like that. Now, the other side of that coin, if I'm sitting in my car, I'm in Florida and it's 80 degrees outside, and my car is mounted to my dash. Excuse me. My car is mounted to my dash via MagSafe, and I'm using Android Auto. I expect my device to warm up and get hot. I expect that. Like, I'm just so over the narrative, bro. It's like, okay, you have the more powerful processor. I'm fine with that. What is that processor allowing you to do? Your voice dictation is still behind the Pixel. Your camera still has shutter delay in certain scenarios. Hell, you can't even use the both the telephotos in lower lighting situations. It switches to the main lens and digitally crops in, unless you go download camera system from Goodlock and forcibly change that. Like, come on, man. And I'm not trying to sit here and bash Samsung. I'm not. There are things that I love about this device that this device can only dream of doing. Floating applications. I use what is it called for work? It's the Horizon virtual machine software. I use it on my desktop. I can use it on my S23 Ultra. Excuse me. I can use it on my S23 Ultra, and the aspect ratio, all of that is perfect right out the box. I don't have to change anything. On my Pixel, it's not so much the best. I can use it, it still works fine, but the aspect ratio is off and things like that. But that's not to do with the processor. That's just to do with the aspect ratio of this phone's screen. It is what it is. But like I said, there's things that I love about my Galaxy over my Pixel. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, this processor is underpowered." Like, go sit down somewhere with that. And like I said, if it was just the one dude, I would have blocked him and kept it moving. But when I continue to scroll my daggone timeline, and that's what I'm seeing, I'm like, underpowered compared to what? Like, come on, son. Like we have to do better. And that's why I applaud creators, and I know I'm a little bit over. That's why I applaud creators like Shane over at Scary of Literal for the video that he dropped, talking about the actual differences that you can expect, the real world differences, potentially, because obviously these two phones aren't out yet, between the Pixel Fold and the Fold 5. And I'm gonna be honest, right up front, if someone came to me and said, "Hey, what do you think is gonna be the pros of each device over the other?" I can tell you right up front right now, based off of what we know, the Pixel Fold is gonna have, I won't say it's gonna. No, I will. I'll be that damn petty. It's gonna have the better overall camera system because it's more versatile, and the Pixel 7 Pro competes with the S23 Ultra from a camera perspective to me right now. And this device it came out last year, and this is Samsung's current device. Number one, I probably should have switched the top down, but I kind of like the talking to the camera right now. But either way, like I said, cameras definitely going to the Pixel Fold. Form factor is subjective. I'm gonna be real. I personally prefer Pixel Fold, and somebody's coming to me asking, so I'm gonna say Pixel Fold for form factor as well. That's just my opinion, but that one is totally 100% subjective. The Pixel is also going to feel faster. Pixel's animations, while they're not as fluid as Samsung on the S23 Ultra, they're faster. They are faster. The Samsung feels a little bit smoother, but their animations remind me more of iOS, where it's like I hit something and I'm waiting for the animation to complete. It's not bad. It's not dropping frames. I'm cool with it, but I'm just saying it's not as fast. The Pixel always feels like, how can I put it? I don't want to say it almost feels like I'm touching the software, if that makes sense. Like I'm not touching a screen. Like I'm not saying click action. It's almost like as I'm touching the software. It's that responsive. Like the Pixel feels more responsive, is how I should probably put it. So from a software performance perspective, give me the Pixel all day. Form factor, give me the Pixel all day. Camera, give me the Pixel. Give me the Pixel all day. Now the Fold 5, obviously the processor, because processor is going to be more powerful. It is. It's probably going to be more efficient. Well, not probably. It is going to be more efficient because 8 Gen 2 is more efficient than Tensor 2. It is what it is. You're going to have processor. Battery life will probably be better, right? Because you got rumored 4,500 milliamps on Pixel Fold, 4,400 milliamps on Fold 5. So I don't think the 100 milliamps is going to make a big enough difference for the Pixel Fold to beat it out. So I honestly do expect the Fold 5 to have the better processor, the better battery life, and then the productivity. And when I say productivity, that encompasses everything. The productivity software features like floating apps, because we still haven't seen any evidence of Google adding floating applications. Now, their split view is going to be the same. You're going to still have your taskbar. You can go side to side. There's even some Android 12L like I won't say leak, but like screenshots where they show someone doing a YouTube split screen instance and it's top and bottom. So you're going to get top and bottom, side to side multitasking. You're going to have your little app tray so you can, change out apps to your heart content. It won't be stuck like it is on the Pixel 7 Pro, which is the dumbest decision Google ever made, in my opinion, for multitasking anyway. But yeah, you're not going to have the floating apps. You're not going to have the desk-like interface. You're not going to have the S Pen. The Fold is going to be the more productive device. And I 100% can admit that. And I'm fine with that. So it's all going to come down to what you need, right? The Pixel is going to be, in my opinion, the better device for content consumption because it's that wider aspect ratio, better for videos to span across the display. You don't have to turn it to make it the better aspect ratio for viewing content. It's naturally just going to be in that better aspect ratio. And that's honestly a fact. Like that's not even subjective. That is a fact. So you're going to have that better form factor. You're going to have the better cameras. And again, like I said, content consumption. So I feel like it's going to be very reminiscent of these two devices. This is the better productivity device. But if I have to say camera, stuff like, give me Pixel 7 Pro in any day of the week. So like I said, it's not to call shots at Samsung and make it seem like Samsung is throwing out trash and all kinds of other stuff and like it's not even about that. It's not even about trying to say one's going to be better than the other. It's just trying to stop this narrative of like, okay, the processor is the same one from the Pixel 7. Oh, dead on arrival. Like, come on, son. Like we have to do better than that. I'm not saying you got to go out and buy it because again, this is Google's first foldable. The first Galaxy Fold, for those that remember, it didn't even make it out on time. It didn't even make it out on time. All of the reviewers broke their review units. When's the last time you heard of any device where universally they all got broken by the content creators reviewing the device? So it is going to be a first gen product. Do I think it's going to be solid? Absolutely. But it is still going to be Google's first foldable. You don't have to buy it, but you got to respect what they're doing and where they're willing to take risks, where Samsung is still kind of We ain't got nobody here in the United States, right? Oh, we could just chill. Like Samsung is on chill mode right now when it comes to foldables. Even with slabs, they're on chill mode right now. They're on chill mode. Look at it from this perspective, right? It took Samsung 5 generations of fold to come out with a hinge that you can fully close, so there's no gap, and water resistance. Google is, again, this is a rumor. Google is rumored to be doing both on their first generation. Samsung is still using their older display tech. Google is pushing the limits and using their bleeding edge brand new display technology. Samsung still doesn't have a periscope camera on their foldable. Google's coming out with one on their first foldable. So it's like, I'm not saying you automatically got to pivot to the Pixel Fold because it's coming out. Nah, you don't have to. Stick with what you know, what you like. But if you're a fan of Samsung and their foldables, seeing Google do all of this on their first foldable should piss you off enough to say, Samsung, what the fuck? What are you doing? It should make you mad. Nobody's saying you gotta get mad and excuse me and toss your full four across the room and break it. I'm not saying you gotta go trade it in. No, but you should be pissed. You should be like, yo, what the hell? Like, how is Google pulling this off and Samsung's not? Samsung got way more skin in the game. We got 5 generations of foldable. 5 generations of foldable, man. Come on. Like Samsung, you had the lead. And you're sitting here playing games. You're playing games. But I'm not allowed to be excited because Google's dropping a foldable? Man, miss me with that bullshit, bro. Miss me with that. Like, miss me with that. Like, we got to do better, dog. We got to do better. It depends on the games, but and I'm sorry, guys, I know I'm like way behind on comments, but I had to Wusang and get that out. I feel a lot better now. Back to being the nicest guy in tech. Again, if y'all had the kiddos, man, I'm sorry. Y'all already know I try to keep this as chill. I'm gonna probably just unmonetize this video anyway, because yeah, this ain't even about money. It's not about trying to get views. This is just my platform to air this shit out before I snap, kind of thing. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, dude, it's just phones. And I get it, it is just phones. But when you're truly passionate about something, you truly care about just getting the best overall products, and you see people come in with stupid shit, it pisses you off. It pisses you off. Now, how you choose to air out that pissed offness is 100% up to you. I have a platform that I'm fortunate enough to have people to allow me to do it, so I'm gonna get it out in the air on the live stream. But Juan said, it depends on the game, but if you really push it, Tensor will slip in frame rate behind the 8 Plus Gen 1. Behind the 8 Plus Gen 1. That's literally not, I can't even say like last year's, flagship chipset, because it's still pretty recent in my opinion. Like, we're still gonna see top tier flagship devices get released with, excuse me, the 8 Plus Gen 1 this year. Like the Nothing Phone flagship, Nothing Phone 2 is supposedly rocking the 8 Plus Gen 1. It's a good chipset. Like, man, it just kills me, man. Call of Duty Mobile, Real Racing 3, and Dead Cells run just fine, even on the Pixel 6. That's running Tensor 1. And then I'm about to go even further. People don't even give the Pixel 6 series enough credit. When have you seen Samsung or Apple or any other manufacturer for that matter? Sorry, y'all. Any other manufacturer for that matter change to a whole custom brand new silicon, processor or whatever, completely change their camera hardware and completely overhaul their operating system in 1 year? When have you seen that? Like, in my opinion, it's a miracle that phone even launched and people are still using it to this day. Like, my dad has a Pixel 6 and he loves his phone. My best friend has a Pixel 6a and he loves his phone. He's playing his little Citra emulator with me. We're playing Pokemon Y together and he has no performance problems. But Tensor is underpowered. Man, miss me with that shit, bro. One said, unfortunately, for efficiency, we have to hope that Samsung can improve their chip fab. No, definitely, Juan. And with Samsung, hopefully, and I'm a bit optimist with it, hopefully they have improved their fab between the release of the Pixel 7 and now, when they're going to be releasing Pixel Fold. But in terms of thermals, the device is going to be better thermally because it's spreading that heat across a bigger a bigger surface area as well. So that's also a positive that nobody's taken into account either. Like you're going from having this small of a space to like double that, and you're spreading heat out across the entire device. So it's kind of like, it is what it is. Sorry, guys, fighting some sickness and some sinuses. Malik, what up? What up, man? Hope everything is well with you on that end, dude. He said, other than video out over USB-C and desktop mode, the Pixel 7 Pro is the perfect phone for you. Dude, I dropped a tweet and your comment here reminds me of that tweet. And Delvon can back me up because I replied to his tweet with it, where I was saying, just because a device is perfect for you doesn't mean it's the best device overall or the most perfect device overall. It just means that that device fits your use case perfectly. That's literally what it is. I don't go in my toolbox and get pissed off that my screwdriver can't turn a socket in my car. No, I go grab a damn wrench and keep it moving. That's the tool for that particular use case. It's the same thing with phones. I'm not pulling up to somebody in my Malibu. I'm not pulling up next to somebody in, say, a Honda Civic or a Chevy Sonic talking about, I have more horsepower than you, which I'm not a car head. I really don't know that. I'm just throwing shit out there. But like, I'm not pulling up next to somebody in a car saying, I have more horsepower than you. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's just like, Jesus, man. Whew. I'm getting all hot and bothered, yo. I got to turn that AC down some more. Gee whiz. Gee whiz. Really, the Pixel Fold's toughest fight is going to be something like the combo of a OnePlus 11 and OnePlus Pad combined coming in at $1,200. That and OnePlus is dropping a foldable too, if I'm not mistaken, this year as well. So you even got OnePlus and entering domestically with the foldable too. And OnePlus actually does pretty good with their software. Damn good, in my opinion, because I didn't even know that OnePlus had the whole little edge panel that you could use to do split screen. I didn't know that OnePlus had that. I just found that out like this week. Like, I did not know that. Yo, Evan, you probably already left, man, but have a good night, man. Have a good night. Maybe they're pulling it off because Barry, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Hefe says, say it again. Say it again. Ike Mouth is potty. I mean, hey, they said the nicest guy in tech, man. Nicest guy in tech. I don't know where Sean came up with that one from, but I haven't had a good rant in a minute, bro. And I tried not to be ranting and raving and cussing and carrying on, because like I said, like it's like I'm not somebody who's just not a naturally an angry person. I just I don't like people spreading false information, and I don't like people shitting on the underdog. Like, I don't like it. I'm not saying you gotta buy the damn phone. You don't gotta buy shit. Spend your money on what you want, but you can at least say, hey, Samsung, how the hell they got a periscope lens and you've been making these for 5 generations? What the hell are you doing? Like, you can say that to Samsung. It's okay. Like, it doesn't make your fold do anything less, great for you to say that, like, or for you to acknowledge that. You ain't gotta say it, for you to acknowledge that. But the first thing out your mouth is underpowered in bezels. Oh my God, bro. Like you completely just missed the point, man. Yo, Delmon said, loving the stream. Yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here shortly, man. But I had to get that out, yo. If Sean P here is the nicest guy in tech right now, he'll be getting a call right after. Facts. Rent accepted. JoJo said, didn't know Ike had it in him. Ike big pissed, and I'm here for it. Y'all wow, man. Y'all wow. Let's see. Google has not dropped the foldable when Samsung first fold. Now that Samsung has done all the legwork, Google can drop a 4th gen as a 1st gen fold. I don't quite think it works like that, Doodle, because it's not like Google is running over to Samsung, just stealing up all their components and throwing a phone together. Like, it doesn't work like that. Because if it was like that, I don't think Google would be using the bleeding edge display tech for their fold, where Samsung is like, nah, we're going to stick to what we had last year. Like, I just don't think it works like that. I get what you mean in terms of like foldables have matured a little bit more. So I get that, and I do agree with that. But I wouldn't say that Google on their 1st gen is going to have like a 4th gen type of product. I just don't think it's going to work like that. It's the same thing with the whole processor conversation. Like, people fail to understand Qualcomm and Apple have been making their, and I'm not even gonna say Qualcomm because Qualcomm's been in the game forever. We can even say Apple. Apple's been having their own like custom silicon since the A4. A4 came out on what? The iPhone 4? Let me see. Which iPhone debuted the A4 processor? I think it was the iPhone 4. The iPhone 4. Apple's literally been doing customized silicon for decades at this point. Google's on their freaking second version. Like, are there some things that Google's gonna pick up on because it's just industry standard now? Of 100%, of course. But they need that time. It's like right now we're going through, I don't want to say growing pains because it's not really a pain. Like using this is not a pain at all. But what I'm saying is like they're going through their learning phase where they're learning, okay, we can't do this, we can't do that, like they're learning right now. Let's have the same conversation about processor performance and efficiency once Google's on like their 5th generation processor. If we're still seeing the same types of issues, when I won't say issues, I will say not thermals, but like efficiency things. If we're still seeing that on Google's 5th generation and they've ditched Samsung's fab, or Samsung's fab has gotten better at that point, then we can have the same conversation and I'll be fine talking heavy shit about what Google's doing. I have no problem doing that. But until I see them mature in terms of building their own processors, I'm not ready to have that conversation. I want that same energy when we argue. Me and Delvon had that same energy when we was talking about Pixel 7 Pro colors. That's why Delvon came in. JoJo was talking about Aunt Hazel. Because to this day, we still go back and forth on Twitter talking about which color is better. Even though we know Snow White is definitely the best color, period. I'm just saying. People hate that I love my Pixel more than and that's what I'm saying. It's like, who cares? You liking your Pixel has no control over what they're going to use day over day. Like it has no control over what they're going to do. So why do you care? Why do you care? It's like, I can see El Jefe pulling up next to somebody. Flexing, yo. I can see that. I can see that with the El Jefe shades on. Oh, I can see that. Nah, I ain't got no 36s. I got whatever comes stock with the factory, LaShawn. I got whatever comes factory stock, dude. I'm not a car person. If y'all say Pixel Fold is fire, I'm copping it. And I mean, Johan, real talk, bro. Even if we say it's fire, you pick it up and you're not feeling it over your fold, dude. I said I'm gonna get it on a t-shirt, and I really want to get it on a t-shirt. Never hesitate to exercise your right to return some shit. If you don't like it, you ain't feeling it, return it. Little secret, I had the Apple Watch Ultra. I'm gonna prove it because I feel like somebody might actually try me on some BS. Matter of fact, I won't do it that way. I'm gonna pull it up this way. I had the Apple Watch Ultra for like 2 days. It pinched, and I don't know if anybody else has this problem. It might just be me because my wrists are smaller. It would pinch the bottom of my wrist whenever I would rotate the crown because the crown is placed lower on the watch. I'm not going to deal with that from an $800 watch. So I returned that MFer. Done. Let me pull up Best Buy. And I know y'all believe me, but even still, man, just for people who want to try to troll, y'all know it happens. Let me make sure I'm not giving up no crazy information. Not my insignia. All right, let me see. I'm gonna do a screenshot. Nope, that's not a screenshot, Ike. That is a screenshot. And then let's drop that down. And y'all can even see when I returned it. Hold on. There we go. I almost still show everything that I wasn't trying to show. Where's my screenshot? There it is. All right. Yeah, this doesn't have anything. Apple Watch. Hold on. Let me make me bigger. Apple Watch Ultra, April 5th, 2023. Total negative $911.63 because I got Apple Care on it. Return. Never hesitate to exercise your right to return some shit. The Apple Watch Ultra is universally praised, but that one little fault, I haven't heard anybody talking about that. I just haven't been putting out videos, and I honestly should get back to it. I'm being lazy if I'm being honest. But no, I literally had to go on Reddit forums, and then I saw people talking about the same thing. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy. It ain't just me. Never heard anybody talking about that. I bought it. It happened to me. Return that shit. It's that simple. Good rant, man. The nuance and performance matters, and we tech you should be. Thank you. Resources to help others. That's it. Hey, Jason, what up, man? Hope everything is good with you, homie. Panda Pixel is one of the best colorways of all time, especially if we talking about when they used to do those little colored hits on the power button. Oh, let's go. I still love the Panda Pixel 4XL. That is like my favorite like colorway of Pixel, in my opinion, is that 4XL Panda. I would say Snow White is probably a very, very close second, but that Panda on that 4XL. Hazel lies. Yeah, Jojo, we never gonna agree on color. We never gonna agree on color. Never. But no, Ike, we can't do that. Selling your soul to Samsung and Apple's glorious boss comes with product bias, no matter if I do like it. You right, you right. Oh, he said, don't trust. I know. I know. Oh man. If we go by Doodle's logic, the Tensor G3 will be Apple's A17 Bionic. And another thing, and another one, and I promise we're gonna start wrapping it up, y'all. And another one, right? I'm so tired of hearing people talking about, oh, it's just an Exynos processor. Okay, so by that logic, Apple's processors aren't made by Apple; they're made by TSMC that manufacture them. Because literally what happens, at least to my knowledge, and Doodle just said it right here too, Tensor is Exynos. At least to my knowledge, the way that this works isn't Samsung comes out with brand new processor, Google takes that processor and puts it in phone. That's not how this goes. And I think I'm still in focus. That's not how this goes. Samsung says, hey, we have these particular cores. Google says, hey, let me get test samples of a little bit of everything. They do their thing in their lab for testing to get it to their exact specifications and configurations. They send that information over to Samsung, and Samsung makes the damn chip. That is how that works, to my knowledge. Because by that logic, pretty much nothing in the iPhone was made by Apple. Not the display. Well, obviously it's not made by Apple, but y'all know what I mean. Like everybody likes to say, oh, Apple customized it to their exact specifications. You don't think Google's doing the same thing with their chipset? There's a reason why the core counts and all of that stuff for Tensor 2 is different from Samsung's Exynos processor. You don't see the Exynos, we'll say 2300, I think is what the latest one was. You don't see those exact core counts and all of that in the Pixel 7 Pro. Google has their own. So while Samsung manufactures and fabs the processor, fabricates it, that doesn't mean that it's Exynos. It's not. No, they're using cores. It's like by that logic, Qualcomm is the one who's customizing and making all of the Galaxy processors and all of that crap. Like, no, and not so much Qualcomm, but like the Apple example. It literally goes all back to that. Like, if by that logic, Apple isn't the one giving us these ultra great processors, it's TSMC. And yes, TSMC is building the processors, but Apple is giving them the specifications for the processors, the same way Google is giving the specifications to Samsung for what they want. Now, Samsung's fab is just trash, for lack of a better way of saying it, and that's why we kind of get the efficiency that we get. But hopefully, Samsung can step up to the plate with that. I'm just glad I'm not the type of person that gets a new phone and gets fully bamboozled. And I mean, we all go through that honeymoon phase, because even with the Apple Watch Ultra, like I went through that honeymoon phase where I'm like, yo, I got the Ultra. Like I went through that, my bad. I went through that honeymoon phase. It just went very, very quickly when, from a battery life perspective, I wasn't getting anywhere near what anybody else was getting. And I've never heard I got to let the Apple Watch, learn my battery usage. I thought that was an Android thing personally. But I wasn't getting that same battery life. I was getting I had it for, I want to say 4 days in total. I got like 2 days. My Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which cost $300 less, around there, like $300 or $350 less, I get 4 days out of that. I get 3.5, 4 days out of that. with no low power modes. I don't put on low power mode or none of that. I get 3.5 to 4 days on my Apple Watch with low. I'm not putting that in low power mode because their low power mode is like I'm turning off major things. I don't want to turn anything off unless it's something I don't use. Like always on display, I don't use that on any watch, so I can turn that off. But that's like, dude, we have to make sure we telling this stuff the correct way. We're talking about it the correct way. And if I hear one more time Tensor is Exynos, I'm gonna lose it. And it's not even like just regular people on Twitter. Like, no, these are major publications saying this garbage. Like, major publications are saying this. It's like, bro, it's your journalistic duty to get this crap right, and you're not. And there's no accountability for it. Pisses me off. Pisses me off. Oh yeah, Jojo, we gonna leave that for LaShawn because we gotta wrap it up here. Nah, it's all good, homie. Don't even worry about it. You already know I be trying to save some stuff because I know how it feels. I'll be watching Gigi and Eric stream like, dang, I was about to talk about that tomorrow. So don't worry about it, homie. Yeah, definitely talk about that brand new Pixel 7a, homie. You already know I'll be there in the chat for sure. Tensor haters don't want to hear it, but Google built the chip on machine learning hardware and their own image processing pipeline. It's so hacked to sit back and say, oh, but it's Exynos. Thank you, Juan. Thank you. Tensor is not Exynos, Bradley. Stop it. Nah, I know. He's just playing. I know. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through to my Ike's TED Talk, right? My little TED Talk. My little rant, man. My little rant. He said, red flags, major publications, that's for a reason. Major people tend to get paid. Yeah, very, very, very true. Very true. But we're not even going to get into that, man, because I don't want to call out any bigger creators and publications. You already know, because there's already this whole diversity of small creators versus large creators. I don't give a crap where you at. I'm going to just continue to talk about the stuff in the most, factual and knowledgeable way that I can and not spread BS and spread crap. Right? Talk about this stuff factually, and you're all right with me. So with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap it on up. But we already know, even though he put up a crazy comment here, LaShawn's going to be live tomorrow doing this thing with Open Mic Night. Tomorrow, we will not be ignorant. So I know we got a little ignorant tonight, but we will not be ignorant tomorrow on LaShawn's live stream. So come correct. No, don't go in there playing no games. Don't go in there playing no games. So, but make sure that y'all go and check out the homie LaShawn. We also got Juan. I know him and TK are doing best of our week. I don't know if it'll be tonight or if it'll be tomorrow. I know Juan will more than likely drop it in the chat. Do your thing, Juan. I 100% welcome that. Okay, yeah, 30 minutes until best of our week. So they are going to be running tonight. So we literally going shoot over to best of our week. You got a little 30-minute break to go get some snacks and some drinks and all of that stuff. Then we all gonna hop over to best of our week, yo. But Saturday, hopefully, Slang will be back. I know Slang's kind of taking a little break or whatever. So Slang hopefully will be back. And I know we got our Hefe on Sunday. Monday, you got Technically T doing his thing. Tuesday, you got Gigi. Wednesday, you got Eric Easy E with Wired Wednesday. And then you're right back here on Thursday with Ike. And sometimes we have, Tech King Mike doing his thing right before me. So dope live stream. I say it every week. Dope live stream every night of the week. You do not need cable. You do not need cable. Barry, can you drop a link to best of our week in the chat for me, please? I know I asked you to do everything. I'm sorry. But can you drop a link down? And I just want to make sure that Johan can get directly over there, man. Anybody else that want to go over? I be in there lurking, having a good time, laughing and snickering when Juan and TK be going ham. And I know this is going to be a dope episode because Juan has the Xiaomi 13 Ultra in the lab. So definitely do not miss it. There's the link right there. With that being said, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. As always, thank y'all so much for watching, for the love, for the support, for letting me air out my grievances and rant and just get it off my chest. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. As always, this is Ike's Tech Talk. I'll catch you all in the next live stream. Peace. Mims, you still owe me my money. Peace out, y'all.